If you want to start a successful juice business in 2023, here are things that you need to consider before venturing into that business. The first question you need to ask yourself is about location. Where exactly are you producing from? Do you want to have a walk-in store? Are you producing from the house? Here are a few pointers. If you are starting the business from the house, the equipment you need will be very different from when you're starting the business from a walk-in space. Another thing you need to put into consideration is your logistics. How are you going to be moving your products from one place to another? Remember, it's a fresh fruit juice business. There is no need for preservatives. We're not adding preservatives in this drink because the moment you add preservatives in the drink, your customers no longer trust the quality of your product as being fresh, just like you have advertised. So you have to put that at the back of your mind and know that there is no need for preservatives in this drink. You have to produce them fresh, and most times fresh fruit juices last as much as 3 days in the refrigerator and it still remains fresh before the final consumer takes the drink. In terms of delivery, you have to know if you are going to be partnering with a delivery service company or you're going to constantly have to order in delivery bikes to help you take your products from where you are to where your customers are. For example, I stay in Lagos, and in the course of running my business, I realized that there are some locations that are really far from my area, and in terms of power supply and all that, if the drinks are not frozen, sometimes it gets to my customer, the drinks are spoiled. Another thing you have to consider is sourcing your raw materials. How do you intend to source your raw materials? Are you going to be buying from the wholesalers market, or are you going to be buying from the nearest market to you? I'll definitely advise that you buy from the wholesalers market just so that you can maximize profit. Okay, you need to know exactly where you're sourcing your product from so that you can write all these things down and be able to plan your fruit juice business before you launch it. It's not just about running to launch your business, but being actually factual. Dot every I and cross every T before you start your business, which is where raw materials come in. You would underestimate how important it is to know where you're sourcing your raw materials from until you start the business, and you get stuck in between when you're overwhelmed with a lot of orders. You need to know where exactly you are sourcing your materials from. It is as important as starting the business itself. Another important thing to note is your equipment. Like I said before, if you're starting the business from the house or if you're starting from a walk-in store, the equipment are completely different. But now we're going to be focusing on starting your fresh fruit juice business from the house. There are 3 main equipments you need. You need a deep freezer, you will need an industrial juicer, and an industrial blender. These are things that are going to help you in the smooth running of your business every single day. When I started my business, I started with a slow juicer. It is not industrial, but the juicer can make up to 25 bottles per day, which till now I still don't make more than that per day. But you never know how your business will grow. You don't know if your business is going to have you to produce up to 50 or more bottles per day. You cannot use a regular kitchen juicer for that. You will be needing an industrial juicer so that your equipment does not spoil along the process of you making your products for your customers. You also need an industrial blender. You cannot use a kitchen blender to start up your fresh fruit juice business. It is not going to work because the capacity that a kitchen blender will give you is not the same thing you would have with an industrial kitchen blender. Are we together? If you're getting value from this video, please drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what you're currently learning, and if you currently run this business, let me know what you're doing differently. Another equipment I spoke about is your deep freezer. I'm talking from someone that stays and lives in Nigeria. Power supply is not something that we are blessed with. We're not blessed with 24 hours power supply in most areas in Nigeria, except of course you're paying for it. Another thing you have to put into consideration is storing your fruit. How do you intend to store your fruits? Are you going to be storing them in your refrigerator? Are you going to be storing them in your freezer? Are you going to make a fruit ban to be storing them at home? You need to put this into consideration because it's going to make or mar your business, to be very honest, because if you have excess fruits that get spoiled all the time, you're not going to maximize profit. And if you need to do fruit juice for a customer quickly and you don't have access to fruit, you can end up losing business, and in the long run it's not good for your business. Another very important thing you need to put into consideration is your hygiene. So many people don't talk about hygiene when they're talking about starting a fresh fruit juice business because of so many reasons. Now let me tell you, you're making fresh fruit juice for people, and you know that with fresh fruit juice, many people are very finicky about these things. As little as a strand of hair, if it's found in your drinks, the person will never patronize you again. Even if it was an honest mistake, most people will not want to know that. They will just not patronize your business because they will automatically assume that you're very dirty, and then assume that the environment which the juices were being produced are not hygienic enough. So you need to ensure that wherever you're producing or processing your fresh fruit juice has to be very hygienic. Another thing you have to put into consideration is your business registration. Now, notice I didn't start with business registration first, and it was very intentional because in Nigeria there are so many business registration outlets. If you need to start supplying your fruits to a supermarket or to another organization, you need to register with NAFDAC. After registering your business with the Corporate Affairs Commission, you also need to go to NAFDAC. There are certain food businesses that if the shelf life is no more than 5 days, there's no need to do a NAFDAC registration for it, but so many supermarkets are not aware, so they'll rather just not take your product if it's not NAFDAC certified. So you have to put that into consideration too if you know that you're going to be supplying your drinks to supermarkets. Another very important thing that a lot of people overlook is also the packaging. There's a popular saying that the eyes eat the food before you eat the food itself. So if somebody delivers a drink to you, a fresh fruit juice in this case, and it doesn't look well produced, the packaging looks very awful, the packaging does not look enticing, or it doesn't look inviting, you won't even want to dig into the drink, even though the drink is very nice and whatnot. You also have to put a little bit effort into your packaging. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just put in effort into your packaging. If you'd like to know packaging tips and tricks, and you like me to talk about it on this channel, please drop a comment in the comment section, and I'll be more than willing to make that video for you. If you know you learned anything, please do not forget to share this video with your friends and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.